Hi Trinity Rock and Pop drummers, hope you're well. This is a quick talk through and breakdown of Smells Like Teen Spirit from Trinity Rock and Pop Drums Grade 6. It's a banger, it's a classic. When anyone starts, so certainly students who come here, when they start on Grade 6, almost everybody turns here straight away. It's just one of those iconic drum parts, and it's on that list of, I would say, the top 10 kind of, if people know that you're a drummer, they say to you, whoa, I bet you can't play. And then you normally say Wipeout by the Surfaris, or they say We Will Rock You by Queen, or they say In the Air Tonight by Phil Collins, or just all those ones. And this is on that list, man. Smells Like Teen Spirit, definitely on that list. It's a classic, I think. Right, we'll go from the beginning. This is almost the original. It's not quite the original version, but it almost is. I haven't got any drumsticks, hold on. It's almost the original part, but it's got a few little tweaks in it just to fit Grade 6. But everything that's in here, you can extrapolate to the original. Right, at the beginning, you've got the big guitar riff coming in, of course. 3 bars rest, which is always good. And then you've got this drum fill. So the big idea here is we're playing semi-quavers, or 16th notes. 1 E-ander, 2 E-ander, 3 E-ander, and some 8th notes at the end, 4 and. So the rhythm is 1 E-ander, 2 E-ander, 3 E-ander, 4 and. That goes... You getting this? I'd say right at the beginning, one of the trickiest bits of the whole piece. You can take that out, you can work on that. I think it's the kick drum which is the trickiest bit. And what you're looking for here, I think, is just even 16th notes. Ba 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 ba. Basic core thing that the sticks are doing is and. So you're putting the kicks in between those. The kick drums are playing what we call upbeat semi-quavers. With a lot of guys starting out here, we often say don't lose too much sleep over this at first. You can always practice that separately, build it up. It's certainly not one to sort of pour over like relentlessly at first at the expense of getting into the tune. So have a look at it, get it going. It's one of those little, I think, things like this, you can always make them your little nervous tick. You know when you're sitting, you know when you're a drummer, right? You're sitting around, you're always tapping on stuff, getting told off. You can totally just make this your little nervous tick. Work on the coordination away from the kit as much as you can. I find that more and more, like, as I'm busy and off doing gigs, doing all sorts of stuff, so much practice and preparation for sort of coordinated bits that I'm learning in songs. I do away from the kit. There's no reason why not. Here's your flam, there's your kick, there's your hi-hat. So playing a drum kit, sometimes a bit overrated in terms of coordination practice. All you need is doing something like this, just moving your hands and your feet in the right combination. Cool, then the main groove comes in, goes like this. So here we've got 8th notes, not 8th notes, quarter notes on the hi-hat. A crash on the first beat of every bar. Now watch out, almost everybody misses that at first. A crash on the first beat of every bar. So your right stick is playing 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The beat 1 is 1. So the kick plays on the 1, and then it plays on the the last semi-quaver of beat 1. 1, beat 1, beat 2. Okay, so same rhythm, beat 2, hi-hat and snare on its own. So the first half of this bar of main groove, again, one last time. Now the second half, 16th notes on beat 3, 3 E-ander, played as, so hi-hat and kick, snare on its own, and then 2 more kicks, and then 8th notes, 4 and, hi-hat snare, kick on its own. So the second half of this bar of main groove, bar 5, goes, again, and one last time. So, recapping the whole bars, again, bar 5, first beat, second beat, third beat, fourth beat. So the first half, The second half, whole thing, go slow at first. Build it up from there, man. And the limiting factor is massively the kick here, building up that 2 quick semi-quavers on the ander of beat 3. That's the thing that'll take some time, man. I would really strongly recommend the heel up technique for doing this. Bouncing on the ball of your foot, start slow and build it, man. I've also got on this channel like some other little exercises. In fact, I'll link to these in the description for building up kick drum speed, which you'll definitely need for this one. In the end, you'll have... So what you do is you do the at the start, you then do 4 of these. That takes you through the bar with the 1 over it, the first time bar. You then go back and do 4 more of those. Or at least 3 more of those, and then the second time bar, you then jump to that. So the thing with the 1 over is a first time bar, that's what you do the first time around, and the one with the 2 over the top, that's what you do the second time around. That goes. So it starts off as if it's going to be the main groove again. This is a second time bar now with the 2 over it. So a slight change on beat 2 to 2 and then on beat 3, beat 4. We've got 16th notes there, semi-quavers, 3 E ander, 4 E ander. Okay, whole of the second time bar, here it comes. Again. Okay, I'm going to play from the fill at the start now, all the way through to the end of the second time bar. So the first 2 lines of the music from when we start playing, here we go. I hope this is all making a bit of sense so far. That's a lot of stuff. Honestly, when you're first starting off, that's loads of stuff. Take your time with that. We then hit the more straightforward groove, bar 9, and then into the verse, which is. So a little 2-bar phrase there with an open hi-hat on the and of beat 4 at the end of the second bar each time. That continues through the verse. The level has also dropped down here, the dynamic, whereas we were whacking 7 bells out of it at first. FF, fortissimo, super strong. We're now playing MF, so mezzo forte, moderately strong. I always think of MF as about default mode on the drums. Like if you sat down and just started playing without being told otherwise, I would think of it as about 45 degrees with your stick from the drum head. MF, mezzo forte. When the verse comes in, when the singing starts, we drop down a bit more with the same groove. So make that dynamic change, man. That's definitely something that makes the music a bit more interesting and a bit more authentic, is having those different levels in. It's one of the #1 things that drummers sort of miss out on, I always think, in these grades as well. Get those dynamics in, man. And then just before bar 21 here, there's a little change that goes. On beat 4, bar 20, snare drum and an open hi-hat, which you're going to let ring out. Again, I'll go from 2 bars back, so this is bar 19, bar 20. Now we get into 21, trashy hi-hat. Watch out for the crash cymbal on beat 1, bar 23 there as well. Then we start getting more intense here. We don't get louder, but the kick drum gets more busy at 25. Here it's playing every 8th note that the snare drum isn't. So bar 25. So this bar, before we go into the chorus, goes. so we're playing 16th notes, semi-quavers as a single stroke roll, I guess, with your sticks. Bar, again, the last bar of the first page, 1 and a 2 and a and then we're going to have a little semi-quaver break, and then you hit 4. So that bar, bar 28, the sticks part, 1, again. Okay. The kick drum here, assuming you're right-handed, the kick drum is going to be locked in with your right stick there. Kick drum's playing 8th notes, your sticks are playing 16th notes. Again. Go even slower. Alright, big moment that. So 25, I'll play from there. Okay, now we're into the chorus, same main groove as we had before at bar 5. Loads and loads and loads of that, all the way through that line, the next line after that, 37, 38, 39, all the same thing. Now, bar 40, where it says Takoda, we make note of that, but we don't do anything about that yet. Bar 40 goes... Also, I forgot to say at 37 we go to the crash on every single beat, the little note there on the ledger line above the music, you're seeing that. So 37 goes... And then finally 40 now. Now I'm going to play that whole line starting at 37. Now the so 1, 1, and 2, it's a bit of fun, isn't it? And then 41. This is the big one, and this section is the bit that I would say, apart from the main groove and that drum fill at the start, is one of the things that takes the longest to sort of get going, I reckon. I'll play it through one time, 41 to 44. This is the bit that's slightly changed from the original. It works with the original, but it's slightly different, slightly simplified. It goes. The rhythm is, on bar 41, 1 and 2 and triplet 3 and. So playing 8th notes with a little semi-quavered triplet that comes in on the and of beat 2. 1 and 2 and triplet 3 and. Phrase orchestrated in this way. Again, bar 41. So that little move there, which is written out for you as left, right, kick. I would spend a bit of time with that. Number one mistake I'd say, guys, make here and girls, is just going too quick too soon, trying to play with the music straight away and just not being clean on moments like that. Those moments just take some isolation and some practice. Just have some time with it. Let your hands and your feet get a feel for that. Bar 41 again. And again. Okay, bar 42. Harks back to the big fill at the start. Same sort of phrasing on beats 3 and beats 4. Bar 42, 1 and 2. Watch out that you catch the floor tom there on beat 4. That's easy to miss. That doesn't happen in the big fill at the start, but it does happen here. One last time, bar 42. Okay, now bar 43 is the same as 41. So. And then bar 44 kind of harks back to, I guess, the second time bar up on the first page, bar 8. So I'm going to play that whole section again, nice and slow, from 41. Here we go. we're into the guitar solo, which is the same main groove as normal. Crashes mean continue with those crashes. So always a crash on beat 1 all the way. You've then got loads and loads of repeats of that 2-bar phrase. Just goes round and round and round. Eventually, you're going to hit bars 59 and 60, where it goes. Normal groove. Then a groove, a bar which is just like the second time bar was right near the start. So this is bar 60, where underneath where it says DSL coda. Okay, so again, 59 and 60. Okay, then we've got DSL coda, dal segno al coda. So from the sign until the coda. At this point, we jump back to bar 9, where the little thing that looks a bit like a funny dollar sign is. It's called a segno, and when you see DS on your music, you go back to that sign, dal segno, from the sign. So you play from the beginning of the song all the way through the first page, all the way through the second page. When you hit DSL coda, you go back to bar 9. Now, this is, I often say this, but it's this strange world we're in here with these books, where we're playing like rock music, contemporary music, but presented in a way that classical music traditionally would be presented. So, you know, Kurt Cobain at that point didn't say, you know what, boys, DSL coda. He said, let's do another verse, basically. And that's all it means, is once you've done. Go back to that little section with that groove, and you do another verse. So you play through, you go back to bar 9, all the way through the verse again, all the way through the trashy hi-hat, all the way through the chorus again. And when you get to bar 39, where it says to coda, you seeing that? Third line down, second page, third bar along, to coda, you jump from that to where the actual coda is, which is near the bottom of the second page. It's a thing, if you've ever played a video game where you're a fighter pilot, it looks like a crosshair, right? So you jump to that point there, and so from 37, you go. And now the jump to coda, down to bar 61 near the bottom. You getting this? It's the same again. Whereas the first time through, we switched to take us into that middle section at 41. This time we just keep going with the groove. Right, I'm going to go one time from 37. This is the second time around, so we're near the end now. The last one of those was the jump to 61. Hopefully you're getting this. Now the last groove is different. It goes. So beat 1, now staying on the crash, beat 2, so the first half of this last groove, bar 62, is again. Now beat 3, so 3 E, so like a semiquaver, a quaver, and then a semiquaver, or a 16th, an 8th, and then a 16th, ba, this rhythm. 3 E, like 3 E and but without the and. 3 E, that's going to go. That's what the people have got a bit stuck on. 3 E, and then second half of this bar 62. I'm going to play the whole thing nice and slow for a little bit. Bar 62. Those and a big crash on beat 1 to finish. And you're done. So just repeat one time about the form. You play from the beginning all the way through the first page, including the repeats there with the first and the second time bar. You keep going all the way through the first page, you play the second page, you note where it says to coda, but you don't act on that straight away. You go down to where it says DSL coda, on the second page. You then jump back, dal segno, back to the sign, which is bar 9. You play all the way through again until it says to coda, bar 39. At that point you jump to 61 and then you play the last 2 lines. I hope this is all making a bit of sense, and I hope these videos are useful. This is just, I should say, of course, I don't work for Trinity, I'm not affiliated with them in any way. I just think these grades are really epic and brilliant, and so many guys have just really enjoyed doing it. I think they're just a brilliant way to do your grades, and just learning some classic songs is always great, isn't it? So many great skills as well you can assimilate from all this stuff. I'm not affiliated with anyway, I just think it's great, and just what I'm talking about here is all the stuff that in the sessions that we've done, I've done face-to-face with people here, these are the things that have come up. These are the, explaining it in the ways that I have here is the way that I feel has been the most productive in terms of guys learning it. So I hope it all makes a bit of sense. Any questions, give us a shout, and see you soon. Thanks a lot.